do what you can, but the most important tip of this video is this. And if you're not doing this with your water, I don't know what to tell you. Yo, what is good YouTube family? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Dudley, aka Dudley Does. For all the people coming back, come on man, you already know what it is. So in this video, I wanted to make a quick little video and talk to you guys about 6 foods that raise your vibration. Now, if you haven't already seen my how to raise your vibration video, go ahead and click that. Go watch that video after this one. So let's get into it. I've already dived into what vibration is in the previous video. So if you don't know what that is, you gotta go check that video. There was loads of knowledge and information in there that I talked about in terms of spirituality, vibration, frequency, and certain foods and their megahertz in terms of vibration that they carry. Alright? Before I even dive into this video, I wanted to start off by saying this. Food is everything in this physical body that we have. Food affects how we feel ultimately. And how we feel has a lot to do with the kinds of foods that we're putting into our body. Now, food is fuel. With any other species, food is fuel. Now, humans are gluttonous. We're the only species that are really gluttonous, right? So when we're eating food, it affects how we think, it affects our energy levels, it affects how we move, and ultimately it affects how well you can attract something, or specifically what you attract into your life. If you aren't putting the right foods in your body, if you're eating chips and Takis and candy all the time, you're not really gonna be in tune with certain frequencies, especially when we're talking about manifestation and things that you want to acquire or happen in your life. All right, so it's very important that we understand the significance of not only fasting, but the significance of food and what we're putting inside of our body, inside of our temple. So the first food that you have to be eating to raise your vibration, and yo, buckle up, because I'm about to go in for real. The first food that you gotta eat to raise your vibration is, of course, fruits. Now, naturally, as a human being, we are frugivores. This is why we have short and flat molars and our jaws can go side to side to masticate food. For a second, I looked like I was on cocaine, but I'm not. But this is why we have the ability to move our jaw side to side to grind and mash up food with our molars, right? This is also why we have thumbs, so we can pick fruit, we can grab fruit. Now, a carnivore doesn't have that. Their mouths can only go up and down, up and down, up and down. But we have the ability to grind our food and grind our vegetables and fruits. Now, the reason why fruits raise our vibration is because naturally our intestinal lining is that of a frugivore or herbivore. This is why our digestive system is about 15 times the length of us, so that we can pass all of that vegetation through. But a carnivore, their intestines are very short, because when they consume meat, it's rotting and they've got to get it out of them as quick as possible. Now, with that being said, I'm about to go in. Human beings are extremely adaptive. So we had to do what we had to do to survive, period. You feel me? And this is why we have the ability to eat meat as well and still be fine. Because at the end of the day, there wasn't no berries and melons in Antarctica, you feel me? In Northern Europe. You have to do what you have to do. So this is how we have the ability to do those things. All right? Now, I'm not saying that you can't eat meat and still be spiritually in tune, because you absolutely can. You absolutely can. Even though there's a lower frequency that flesh has, you can still be in tune. But I want to bring it back to this. As human beings, we were naturally in sync and naturally in harmony with nature. especially melanated people. So this is how certain countries and certain indigenous people, even till this day, that have not had contact with any colonists, this is how whenever there's a natural disaster that's about to happen, they already know that they got to get to higher ground. You know what I'm saying? They already know that a tsunami is coming or hurricane is coming, and they're already ready for that natural disaster. Some might say, how can a primitive civilization know about this? It's because of, one, the foods that they're eating raises their vibration, and they're so in sync and in tune with nature that they can tap into that infinite intelligence. Now, we all have this ability. It doesn't matter who you are just another part of consciousness under God. God is experiencing multiple consciousnesses, if that's a word, through us, right? So when we honor our bodies with fruit, oh my goodness, fruit, the most enriching food, we raise our vibration. But with that being said, I need to make this clear right now. It is, and if you can, it is better to eat fruit that is local to your region and that is in season. You see, as human beings, we are seasonal. We are seasonal beings. We always have been. We didn't eat blueberries all year long. We had certain seasons where we would reap that harvest and eat the berries. In some regions, people had seasons where it was cold, so they had to hunt. They had to eat flesh. But otherwise, they were eating vegetables and plants. Whenever we go back to nature and we eat fruit, alkalining fruit, this raises our vibration tremendously because we are literally eating part of source. When you pick a fruit, I really want you to understand how powerful this is, because this goes over a lot of people's heads. Understand that before you pick that fruit is connected to a tree. That tree is connected to the source, this planet. Understand how deep that is for a second. When that fruit is hanging on that tree, it's connected to the source, the planet, the Most High. So when you pick that fruit off of that tree and you choose to put that into your body, you're eating the you're eating the highest vibration. You're eating directly from source. Understand what that does for you. In the last video, we talked about how powerful it was to be grounded, to walk on the earth barefoot. But when you're actually putting the earth inside of you, what do you think happens? You're increasing your vibration tremendously. The second food that raises your vibration, and I talk about this many times before. I have a whole recipe tab on my channel. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. I've got a ton of healthy, whole food recipes. So the second food or foods that raise your vibration is dark leafy greens. And dark leafy greens typically vibrate at about 70 to sometimes 85 or higher megahertz, meaning that this is what they're vibrating at, right? Now, I spoke about it before. Meat typically vibrates at about 2 to maybe 7 megahertz, where vegetables, especially dark leafy greens, vibrate at about 70. So just look at that big difference, right? Now, in my opinion, this is something that you have to eat every day. I personally try to eat greens every single day. Actually, not try, I do. I eat greens every single day, whether I'm juicing, whether I'm just sauteing or boiling, whatever. This is probably something that is the most important part of our diets as human beings. Now, when you put these high alkaline greens into our bodies, such as kale, you have cilantro, parsley. When you put those things into your body, you are raising your vibration so much, again, because you're eating directly from the source. But understand all of the vitamins and minerals and even protein that some of these greens have. It's going to help rejuvenate the body, especially if you're an athlete like myself. When you're breaking down those muscle tissue, like when you're breaking down that tissue and you put these foods back into your body, you're not only aiding in recovery, but you're actually helping yourself operate on a higher frequency. So anything that you're trying to attract, anything that you're trying to do, it's gonna come easier to you, especially because these foods actually cleanse the blood. Okay, understand how important it is to have pure blood. It cleans the blood out, it cleans the system out. Okay, it helps you defecate easier. So whenever there's a buildup of junk in our bodies, if you eat these high fibrous greens, it helps pass everything through our digestive system. Now, earlier, you heard me talk about how our digestive systems are long, right? That's because we're naturally plant eaters. So when we put junk into our body, stuff can sit in our intestines for weeks and just fester. And this is how we have chronic diseases over time. These buildups cause illness and maladies within the body. So when you eat high fibrous greens like kale and cilantro, things that are gonna cleanse the blood, things that have fiber, it helps to bring all that thing, hey, okay. But it helps to bring all of that junk out of your body so you can defecate and pass it through and cleanse the system. This is why it's important to eat greens. And look at all the stuff that Mother Nature got for us, man. Mother Nature has everything you need, you feel me? So it's a beautiful thing to eat these greens, not only for our physical body, for our mental health, okay? For our spirituality. Eating these foods is to honor ourselves. Number 3, food, or how can I put this? Not even food, but the third thing that you should be consuming to raise your vibration. And a lot of you probably know this, but it is 100% pure spring alkaline water. Now listen, if you can, drink it out of glass. If you can, not plastic bottles. Now trust me, I know I'm from the hood, I'm from Queens, New York. I didn't always have access to spring water. I didn't even have access to vegetables, you feel me? Like, to be honest, it was a food desert everywhere. So I get it, I understand. But if you gotta drive to another hood to get good quality food, then make that investment in yourself. Save that money for that investment into yourself. Because you're not spending money, remember, you're circulating it. You're circulating that money and you're investing in the most important thing right now, which is yourself. But if you can, drink 100% spring alkaline water out of glass, because I'm sure you know that plastic has BPA and chemicals that leak into the water. But regardless if you're drinking it out of plastic, because I understand that this is a reality and things can be difficult, especially in certain communities, because I come from those communities. Regardless of whether you're drinking that spring water from plastic or glass, because I still sometimes drink it from plastic, okay? But the most important thing is this right here. You have to set your intention in that water and charge it up before you drink it. I'll say it again. You have to set your intention into that water. Set your intention into that water. Actually look at it and tell the water your intention of love and high vibration before you drink that water. Charge it up. Because what happens is that water that's in that bottle could have been sitting there for 6 months and you don't even know it. That water is dead. That water is dead. And I encourage you to do your own research. You don't gotta listen to Dudley Duds. I'm just a messenger. Do your own research. But you gotta charge that water up. Speak life into that water. Remember, you're a co-creator. You're a co-creator, baby. Speak life into that water. Set your intention into that water. And watch that glass of water be the best glass that you ever had in your life. Watch. Come back to this video after you do that and comment down below how it felt to drink that spring alkaline water after you charged it. Set your intention with the water. Send love into it, peace, prosperity, whatever. And charge that water up. Because what happens is sometimes, let's say that water is being processed through a factory and the workers are miserable. Oh yeah, that energy, best believe, is going into that water. And then after that, that water gets transported from God knows where, and it's been in the store sitting down for 6 months in the back, and you come along with your shopping cart, and you pick it up, and now it's in your hands. That water been dead for months. So it's important that we get back to charging our water. Understand that you can actually raise the vibration of that water. You can send love to that water. You can actually make that water become alive again. And watch what this does for your life. Watch what this does for your health. If you don't get anything else from this video, get this right here. Set your intention into your water and charge it with love. Raise the vibration of the water. Send light to the water. Remember, you are a light worker. All right? Come on. I need you to hear me. Don't forget it. And yes, the shirt is looking nice. This is a Dudley Does piece, but that's besides that, man. You know what I'm saying? I charge the shirt right now. But yeah, guys, you gotta set your intention with your water. This is very important. Understand that you are a co-creator, okay? Don't downplay your power. You can charge your water. The number 4 thing that you should be consuming to raise your vibration is raw nuts and seeds. So nuts like walnuts, things that are high in omega-3 fatty acids, that has healthy fats, seeds like sunflower seeds, hemp seeds that have a lot of protein. Now, these things are so good, not only to raise our vibration, but for mental health and overall cognitive health. These healthy fats actually fuel the brain. They're healthy for the brain, healthy for thinking, healthy for manifesting, okay? When you have a healthy brain, you have a clear mind. When you have a clear mind, you can finally walk into your divinity, okay? Understand how important it is to have cognitive health. This is why I'm always talking about certain herbs that I put in my food. If you haven't checked out my recipe tab, I've got dozens of recipes over there where I break down why I cook with certain herbs and things that I put in my food. Because I'm not just trying to look good physically, I'm trying to operate on multi-dimensions, okay? We are multi-dimensional beings, so understand how important your cognitive health is. You can go to the gym all day long and bench press, but you gotta be bench pressing with your food, you feel me? You gotta be bench pressing with your mind. So nuts are healthy, protein, omega-3 fatty acids, okay? These healthy fats are what our body needs. Now, I'm not talking about roasted nuts because those have been fried with oils that are actually inflammatory, that inflame the joints. Okay, stay far away from nuts that have cottonseed oil, vegetable oil, soybean oil, okay, sunflower oil, canola oil, okay, especially canola because canola is from the rapeseed plant and it is a GMO crop that they use and they burn it to make that oil, which is actually a carcinogen. We know this now. It is a carcinogen that causes chronic disease, chronic illness, as well as many other maladies, okay? So understand that nuts, walnuts, you can even eat almonds. Almonds actually help you sleep. Walnuts are very good for the blood, and walnuts are alkaline. For all of my Dr. Severity followers, you know he approved walnuts. I love to put walnuts in my oatmeal every morning with some hemp seed, some berries, some peanut butter, and it's amazing with some almond milk or hemp milk. If you guys don't know how to make hemp milk, it's in my recipe tab. But these nuts and seeds fuel the brain, guys. It's very important. Understand that whenever you're trying to manifest something, having a clarity to you, having a clear mindset is very important, because if you cannot see clearly, then you don't know what you want and you can't manifest anything. You can't really operate on a higher plane, on a higher level if your judgment is clouded, if your mind is clouded, if cognitively you're not functioning at your top, okay? So understand that when you feed yourself walnuts and natural seeds, hemp seeds, you're doing yourself a great service. You're honoring yourself as the God you are. You're honoring your body. So that is the 4th one, is raw nuts and seeds. Hold on, we almost there. I got 2 more. My bad, that's 4. I got 2 more for y'all, okay? So the number 5 food that you should be consuming is coconut water. Now, coconut water is widely referred as the Gatorade of nature. This is because drinking coconut water is literally like drinking battery acid. It literally charges you up with all of the natural electrolytes that coconut water has. We're not talking about Gatorade, we're not talking about Powerade that has high fructose corn syrup and coloring is in it, blue number 5, blue number 6, sounding like a football play. We're talking about what Mother Nature gives us. Coconut water has electrolytes in it. This is why I encourage all athletes that after competition to consume coconut water, because it'll revitalize you, okay? When you're drinking coconut water, it's not only a good hydrator, but it actually feeds the muscle tissue. It reduces inflammation. And we know now for a fact that the food that we eat causes inflammation within the brain. This is why we have maladies such as dementia, okay? Dementia is when there's mucus in the brain and the brain is inflamed. So we know that the food that we eat reduces inflammation in the body. So this is why coconut water is very good. And I actually recommend coconut water over juice. I recommend coconut water over conventional Americanized juice. Growing up in the hood, I would always drink Tropicana, Tampico, Kool-Aid, all these fake juices that were just colorings and sugar that were doing nothing for my body but satisfying my palate. That's all it was doing, was satisfying my palate. But once I began to love myself and honor my body, I started to move away from those fake cancerous juices and drink real juice from Mother Nature. Coconut juice or coconut water, right? So coconut water actually also helps cognitive health as well as hydrate the body. And last but not least, guys, and trust me, I could have made this list a lot longer, but I don't want to hold you guys up too much. Comment down below if you think I should make a part 2 of this video in where I dive a little bit more in depth of other foods that raise your vibration. But last but not least, the foods that you should be consuming to raise your vibration are ground spices. That's right. So things like pepper, ginger, especially turmeric, okay? You've heard me talk about turmeric before and how it has benefits for cognitive health. Now, studies have now shown, it's funny how science always catches up to spirituality years later, but studies have now shown that consuming turmeric actually reduces the risk of dementia. We already knew that though in this community because I've been talking about this for over 2 years, right? So this is why in countries like India, dementia is almost non-existent. It's because countries like India consume an abundance of turmeric, okay? Why is it that all of these maladies in the states here in America aren't even known like that in other countries and regions of the world? It's because they're eating from the source. They're eating naturally. Even if some countries or some people are eating meat, the meat quality over there is way different than the meat quality here, okay? But that's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother video, man. But ground spices, okay, like turmeric, ginger, cleanses the blood, good for the endocrine system, the immune system, charges you up. These spices and roots, okay, must be consumed on the regular, especially when we're talking about manifesting, okay? These roots and spices have different properties, okay? It's interesting to see how nature has a plant for anything you need. Whether it's anxiety, you can consume ashwagandha root, okay? Which calms you down, kind of like CBD oil does. Whenever you're feeling anxiety or stressed, consume some ashwagandha. That's another root, okay? That can also be a spice. Me personally, whenever I'm feeling overwhelmed with my work, whether I'm filming on YouTube, I'm training a client, or whatever, I take some ashwagandha and I put it in a smoothie and I sip it and I feel myself calming down. I feel my heart rate going down. Now my heart rate is actually bradycardia, which means that my heart rate is lowering, it's calming down, right? So these spices and roots are very good for us when we're trying to raise our vibration. It brings us back to the source, okay? Now, I could have made this video a lot longer, but I didn't want to keep you guys for too long because this video is already lengthy. But comment down below if this video resonated with you, if you learned something new. Also comment down below if you would like me to continue this series and make a part 2. If you haven't already, baby, hit that like button, smash it, okay? And also hit that bell notification because you don't want to miss anything else that I'm going to post. We're gonna talk about a lot of different things on this channel as it pertains to health, spiritually and mentally, as well as financially. So hit that bell because you don't want to miss it. Also, the website will be launching soon, guys, where I will be selling my merchandise such as this right here, Plant Beast, and such as my Stay Woke hat, okay? Everything will be coming soon, man. All right, I'm also gonna have my personalized meal plans on there. I have my vegan meal plan, my pescatarian meal plan, as well as my omnivore meal plan. And for my athletes and people that work out and train, I also have my duo programs where I actually develop these programs myself. I have my degree in exercise science and I'm a personal trainer. And I've made athletic workout plans for people that are trying to have an athletic body, as well as a, I don't want to say average Joe, but I have a standard duo program where it's a bit more moderate as opposed to my athletic training programs. These are all going to be on my website, all right, guys? But sincerely, I love you. There isn't much more to say in this video. And as always, stay blessed.